All right, everybody. This is another episode of another Pinche podcast. I'm Lobo, and I would like to introduce Sad Girl. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hey, what's up? So this is Sad Girl. I'm not La Classy Freak. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, Classy Freak 913. From out here from Kansas City, from the 913 from the Midwest.
Nice. And how long have you been modeling?
Um, I've been modeling since I think you know what? Not that long. I think since 2021.
Mm.
Yeah, so since 2020, 2021, something like that. Yeah.
When I met you at in Wichita, was that the beginning of your modeling?
You know what? Yeah. You know what? I don't remember if that was like my first super show or if it was the one in Vegas. I don't remember.
I think
Pero yeah, that's
because
where I met you, huh?
I don't remember where the. I'm trying to remember what year because there was a year where the Super Show was before the Wichita, and then they kind of switched back and forth because the dates move around.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I met you. I don't know if that was my first super show or the one in Vegas. I just can't remember, but one of those two. What year was that? Do you remember?
2021, right after
21?
I think was it after COVID opened back up. I think no, you know what it was? I don't think Vegas. I think it was I think it was before Vegas. I think that was I don't know, but it was.
Yeah, one of
I
those.
met you in
Yeah.
Wichita.
Around that time. That's when I kind of like barely started
Yeah.
doing my thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I
And
started.
as you do as you're modeling, how many events do you try to do a year, or is there like a goal for you, or is like what do you think you do? How many shows you do a year?
You know what? I try to do at least like three. I mean, I wish to like do more,
Mhm.
pero pues sometimes you get caught up with your shit over here and everything. So, pero my at least for sure, I always have to do Vegas. That's like my main
Uh,
one.
yeah.
And I mean the one here at home, the Midwest Super Show, I always have to do that one. And now I'm trying to go a little bit like closer where I can drive and everything. But
Yeah.
usually when I do the shows, like I have to book I have to book my flight to go out there, since
Yeah.
I'm out here in Kansas, So it's like I'm not really local to go to all these big events. But that's my main thing. Like at least like three or two a year for right now. But now I'm like want to get more. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the Wichita show, that one's always good. Um, I've gone out there a couple times and I liked it. That's why I kept going back out and I wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
And then,
Plus, yeah.
that's one of the good ones. And then, because I've had a couple people ask me like, the show is so good out there. I'm like, well, it's pretty good. And everybody's nice. I've had nothing but good experience being out there.
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere for sure. I mean, then, if you go to Vegas or to go, LA or whatever, it's a different atmosphere.
Oh
We're all
yeah,
nice over here in Kansas City.
yeah. But
Everybody's funny.
Vegas. Just people come from everywhere,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
get to see everybody
yeah,
from all over the place.
yeah. I feel like Vegas is like the biggest one. Like I feel it is. Or what do you think? You think it's the
Well,
biggest one or not?
technically it is, but I think it just depends on the type of the depends on the year. But Vegas is usually the biggest one. You're gonna get
Yeah,
the most people from different places because they're gonna go for like the holiday. They're gonna make it. Not only is
yeah,
it the you get the biggest award, it's just
yeah.
also the amount of people go to it and from everywhere. So
And
that's
plus
one thing
it's
that's good
Vegas
about
too.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's like you're going there to party and show out.
Yeah, yeah.
So since you've been modeling, can you tell me about a time that was a positive or a good memory from like one instance of modeling? Could be like a really good show, it could be like something that happened, but something positive that's memorable for you.
You know what? I just like whenever I go to these shows, I feel like I'm gonna say like this last one that I went to, well, to the Arizona Super Show. I'm gonna say that one was, more memorable just because of the simple fact, that I think I feel like I connected with more people and network with more people.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like whenever I go to these shows and I'm like in there networking and I meet different type of people, I feel like that has been like more to me, like more like a successful time. When
Yeah.
I get to know different type of people, different places and things like that. and I when I get to network with them. So that's more of my memorable moments when I get to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that comes back to something I tell a lot of people that a lot of the shows, honestly, I feel they're more of a networking, they're more of building an audience, getting new
Hmm.
audience, getting new followers, getting new fans.
Yeah,
Um, you got to go to the shows, and you're building. They get to see you in real life, so then things
yeah.
change, the dynamics
Hmm.
change. But it brings more people to your social media accounts,
Yeah.
and it getting more bookings and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you know what I like too, también, like whenever I go to these shows, like when people come and be like, oh, classic freak, oh, sad girl and everything. And I'm just like, oh, they recognize me and everything. So, that's always good, that they're, that you got, you're following that, they see you in there, that they recognize you and they want to interact with you. Like
Hmm.
to me, that's cool. Like I like that. So
Well, yeah. And well, now let's go to the other coin. Can you tell me about one experience that you may have had while you've been modeling that was like a bad experience or a negative thing?
I'm gonna say maybe so like I say like the first time that I went to Vegas. The first time that I went to Vegas, like it was my first super well, I think it was the first super show. So I went there and I was uh I was shooting with this photographer, but this photographer, he kind of like shoots with OnlyFans, that type of
Okay.
stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's my first time, like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm
mhm,
going in there and he was working with another model.
yeah.
She's from Texas. And she's a stripper.
Uh-huh.
So they're in there just telling me just like, oh yeah, get on force. And I'm just like, well, what do you mean get on force? And they're just like, like if you're like doggy style. And I'm just like, I'm in there just like, what the fuck? Like this ain't my shit. I'm just like, all right, okay, whatever. But then I like saw the guy, kind of like more like doing some only type of fans, like shooting kind of like,
Yeah, yeah,
the ass and everything. And I'm just like, nah, 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 like this ain't my thing right here.
yeah.
So it just, I think it was just more like me feeling uncomfortable, I guess,
Okay.
in that. But yeah, that was kind of like more my uncomfortable memory that I have.
Yeah,
So
it's an interesting perspective. Well, but it's the thing that you as a model that go through this all the time because there's photographers that just expect you to act like, a
yeah,
stripper or just
yeah,
outright blatantly just doing some stuff, and there's models that are okay with that, and of course there's models that are not.
yeah,
You have to know your audience, you have to know who you're working with too sometimes, and I know it's hard because for a new model with a photographer, but I think I'll go into this question later, but it falls on the responsibility of the photographer knowing or understanding who he's working with.
yeah, that too. But like at the same time, like I was said, you gotta know like what you're there for.
Mhm.
What you're gonna represent as yourself. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you're down to do that, hey, homegirl, by any means, do
yeah,
your thing. But as me, I mean, I'm just saying, like it was just uncomfortable because I didn't know really what I was there doing. But you get your experience as you go, and you can actually be like, this ain't my thing. Like I'm not gonna do this, or no, I'm not gonna
yeah,
shoot with you because you do this type of content, or like you do
yeah,
that, but I do this. So are you good to go? Then let's go for it. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just yeah,
Well, I
you
believe
just
I
gotta
believe in compromise. I always
yeah.
one thing I always is like I want to meet the model where they're at, and then
Mhm.
so, this is what you're comfortable with. Okay, that's good. But if I want to work with you as a photographer, I'm going to shoot and make sure you're good because I want you to be comfortable. I want the pictures to come out good. I
Yeah,
want you to sit there and tell other models that you had a good experience. It's it's
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
it's, it's one of those things that a lot of guys, there's a lot of divas in the photography industry, and a lot of
Mhm.
these guys just think that they're only going to shoot the way they want to shoot, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they want to be pimps, and they're you know they're divas in their own right, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you even get the ones that are like I call it that, what is it, the single white female type shit, where they're like they own you, and then everything is you, like they
Yeah, yeah,
latch on,
yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
That one crazy homegirl that thinks
Hmm.
she owns you. You can't talk to other girls as friends and everything else, and has an issue. And that's all. There's photographers that are like that. They freak out when they find out you take pictures with someone else.
Yeah, some guys do get kind of like that. And it's just like, no, I mean, come out here to work, you know?
The network, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's just like,
Well,
yeah,
I
in the
mean,
beginning, it was kind of like that, but
mhm.
now it's just like, you get to know all these other people and people want to work with you. So it's just like, now you've got, you know, different people to work with. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. So right now in the model world, in the car show world, as of this year, there's some people out there that are starting to pressure some of the promoters and into regulating or telling what models can wear and stuff like that, and speaking about posing all crazy and everything else like that.
hmm
What do you think about all that right now?
mira, so what I think, in my opinion, ¿verdad?
Mm,
I mean, girls out there being in bikinis and showing their things. I mean, it's always kind of been,
yeah,
I mean, it's always been there. But at the same time, I mean, I do see like, you know, sometimes a homegirl has to keep it classy sometimes. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Um,
Answer your
I
name.
yeah, and I feel like sometimes I would say, there is the place to do whatever you do in their certain place. Like I know there's a lot of females that are like probably strippers and do OnlyFans and things like
Mm,
that. And they go to these shows and they're very comfortable with their bodies and everything,
yeah.
And I mean, that's good. But, I veces sometimes, I see like girls like, just walking out there and their pasties and everything. And I mean, if they feel good and they like that, cool, I mean, I do what I do, they do what they do. But I mean, I know that probably you see me, Rick, too. Like whenever I have gone to the places and I'm like my ass is out there, like, I walk around with my robe,
Technical difficulties. So let's kind of start back again. We were talking. We were talking about the the women that do want to model whatever way they want, and how that kind of affects everybody.
Well, you know, a homegirl's gonna do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to go out there and dress however you want to
Mm,
dress however you want to dress. I mean, to me, like I don't like to walk around just like out there just like that.
yeah.
Think when I have shot with you before, when my ass is all out there, I walk
Yeah.
around with my robe.
Yeah.
I do that just because the simple fact that I kind of do think about it in a way like as for the kids,
Mm,
as for the young ladies, as for the girls,
yeah.
like I have daughters of my own,
Mm,
they're 13 and 14,
mm,
and I just do it for that reason, just because I wouldn't really want to see my daughter just. They know what I do. They see my
yeah.
pictures and everything.
Mm,
But like I remember, I went to the Super Show in Colorado that day. I did not go with my ass and take pictures. Pictures with my ass all out there.
yeah.
I try to take a dress just because the simple fact that my daughters were there. And she was actually taking pictures of myself. You
Mm,
know, and I mean, I do it for that reason. But if a homegirl wants to wear whatever they want to, do your thing, homegirl.
yeah.
Like it's just whatever. Like I got nothing against by people just wearing whatever they want, but sometimes homegirls do be getting carried away too. They be walking around with some pasties and everything. I'm just like, fuck,
Yeah. No.
girlfriend, we ain't at the strip club. you
Yeah.
know?
Nobody gave them any guidance, on
Yeah,
nothing. But I mean, at the end of the day, they think if they show more, everybody's just gonna run and flock to them, which
yeah,
they are. But then they're gonna get all kinds of different attention.
yeah. You
And
gotta keep it classy. Like
exactly.
you do. Like I feel like you do. I mean, and like even though like back in the day when homegirls were like out there doing their thing, I see the videos. I mean, I was born in '89. I'm
Yeah.
not like from back.
Mm,
But I do see videos, and I mean, I do see, whenever they were doing the bikini contest and everything,
yeah.
they're out there on their thing too. So it's just like I feel like we need to just keep it a little classy too. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's
homegirls do
nothing
whatever
wrong
they
with that.
want to do.
Exactly. And so with that being said, there's the people from the outside looking in. Okay, some of the spectators or the people in general, they're saying like, oh, these women are being exploited, or they're or, and some of the promoters saying, oh, we got to stop exploiting these women, whatever, with the when they're talking about the models
Yeah.
in this day and age with the OnlyFans, with social media, and the, was it X, was Twitter or whatever, people posting whatever they want. They have their own website and so on and so forth. Does that Is that a fair thing that we need people to sit there and go, oh, the models are being exploited? Do they need to like be worried about saying that?
What hold up. What do you mean by a question? Like
Like there's a statement saying that by having the models, being out there, they're exploiting the women. It goes back to that old thing about, we're just exploiting them because sexually or whatever.
well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it goes like different ways. Like, for example, like I do see some guys
Mm.
at the shows, they're glorifying these women. Like, oh yeah, get in my car. Let me see the ass. Let me see all
Yeah.
of that. And the girls are in there. But then I do see a lot of other guys,
Mhm.
that are just like, you know, they ask their woman, hey, can you go take a picture? Or
Yeah.
they'll go and flag certain people to go take pictures with their cars.
Mhm.
It's just like, I guess it goes like kind of like 50-50 type of thing, like a lot of
Yeah.
people do glorify that type of stuff. Yeah, all of that. But then there's some guys that don't. Luego sometimes like I have taken some pictures
Mm.
with certain types of car clubs, and they're like, you can't take pictures with certain types of cars
Mm.
because they're ladies and everything.
Yeah.
So now sometimes when I go to these, super shows, I always ask, like the owner, like, is it cool with your lady? Out
Yeah.
of respect and things like that. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just some people glorify it, some people don't. It's like,
Yeah. Well, that you say
yeah.
that, it's funny because I just remember, I think last year there was one person and they said, yeah, yeah, take pictures, and I put a model, and it was a motorcycle actually. But
Mhm,
the funny part was is then like later on, like an hour later, the person
mhm.
finds me, goes, hey, can you delete
Don't
those
post it.
pictures? Yeah, don't post those pictures because my
Yeah.
wife's gonna trip. And I'm like, dude, you could have said no. Like,
I,
I'd rather you.
where were
I'd
you
rather.
at?
Yeah. Well, no, they were right there. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then afterwards, I think he realized, he's like, oh shit. Like,
Like, I
so
want to done some shit.
yeah. And then there was even an instance when I posted some pictures, and then there's a woman like, who gave you permission to put the model on the bike? It was a completely different bike. And I'm like, well, the guy that was wearing that, the hat, blah, blah, blah. And it was the husband, but he denied that he gave him permission.
Oh, hell.
Cause it was like, she's like, well, who? And I'm like, it was this one, blah, blah, blah. He said it was okay. And then she's just like, and then basically it was like, basically he's like, well, I never said they could be on the bike, after he was questioned. And I'm
Yeah,
like, man, I don't know why these people do this. I don't know why they do that to themselves. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
she didn't tell me to take the pictures down or anything, but she was not happy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But it's understandable, but you gotta think about what, I'd rather be someone tell me, no, please don't have a model on my car. And I'll be like,
Mhm.
that's
Th-
totally fine with me.
Then later hitting you up, like, take it off.
Yeah. Oh my,
Yeah,
yeah. Especially like if it's video and it ends up in a YouTube, and I'm not deleting that. But it's like,
yeah.
that's why I rather them be, and I'm totally cool with that. Like, I understand there's no hard feelings, there's no nothing. It's just,
Mhm.
that's your preference, no worries. But I think a lot of people are afraid to sit there and say something in the heat of the moment. They're with their friends, or they're like, they're drooling over the model.
Yeah,
You don't realize that affects them. You start sitting going, oh, can you delete the picture? Can you take it down, or can you not put that in the video? It's like, well, you should have just said that in the first place. I would have just moved
yeah,
on. You're wasting my
yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, now I kind of like look at it like it kind of like sometimes a veces in the woman perspective también a veces,
Mhm.
and sometimes out of respect, I kind of when I see like couples in this the car, I'll always try to ask, like, hey, like, is it cool with your lady? Like, if we can do this, like, if I come
Mhm.
with my photographer, like, hey, it's cool with your lady, like, just I try to like have them in consideration too, because I know some women do be tripping,
Yeah.
and I'm just there to work, and I just trying to make everybody cool about it, just
With that being said, though, you know what? I don't think there. I think that there is some people that just think that we don't think about those things. I
yeah,
mean, like what you're saying right now is we consider be considerate about the situation and
yeah,
respectful. And the difference is that you're outright just looking for permission because you don't want to offend anybody.
yeah,
And that's something that they don't real a lot of people don't realize that we actually as photographers and for the models really have to think about that when you're doing an event.
yeah, yeah. We do, or even like whenever we're taking pictures, like, hey, it's cool if we take a picture with your car. I don't know. It's just like it's out of respect sometimes.
Well,
Just
like I said, I've told you before, like, well, we don't touch the car because I don't know who the owner is.
exactly. Yeah,
We can
yeah,
take pictures in front of it and go from
it's-
there, and then
yeah,
usually somebody will come up and they'll go, "Hey, yeah, yeah, you want to get in, or you
hmm,
can lean on it, or whatever it may be." There's a whole different story, and
yeah,
that's exactly what sometimes it's harder to like kind of look around and go, "Okay, is somebody here that's the owner, or how about we just go with the flow?" And then when people go, "Hey, can you take a picture on my car?" And that usually is what like I'm like, "All right, cool," because now we can go and do some shots at a vehicle, and then more people do that. Come, it's easier. It's
yeah.
harder for the model still. You're in heels, and then it's like somebody comes up. My car's on the other side of the show. Well, shit,
And they're
we
like,
just
oh
came from
fuck.
there. You're like, we just came from there. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, even though we're not trying to take pictures, I'm like, I'm not even there trying to like touch the cars and everything because later on they'll be like wiping it off. I'm like, I don't know. I try to be considerate, because
Yeah.
I don't know how to do. But
So with
yeah,
all this stuff, and kind of like going back to what we were saying a little while ago too, was one of my questions is between the promoter, the model, and the photographers. Where do you feel the responsibility lies on making sure that you come prepared for a show or dress appropriately for a show and model appropriately for a certain event? Where do you find that the responsibility kind of lies on that?
on yourself. I feel like it lays on yourself. I mean, I don't know. No matter what you do, I mean, I don't know. You just got to be prepared wherever you're going. All right, yeah, you're gonna go to this event. The responsibility comes to yourself. Like, what do you want to stand for? Like, where are you going over there for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the photographer can do whatever they want. The promoter is the promoter, and they're promoting whatever they're doing. But I feel like the responsibility is always to yourself. Like, what you're gonna go out there and show, what you're gonna go out there and do. You know,
Mhm. and,
that's what I think.
and how
It
you want
always
to be
is so.
seen, how you want to convey your look, your
Yeah,
modeling career, like what you want people to believe you're about. I think
yeah,
that's really strong because a lot of models aren't sure.
hmm,
They're not sure of how they want to be seen. And you have to know that if you start doing really 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 provocative stuff in the beginning, that's what the people are going to expect from you the whole time.
yeah,
And I've actually worked with a lot of models that got tired of that, and they're like, Rick, I want to model in a dress, I want to model in pinup or something. And I'm like, I got you, I'm cool, whatever, I'm at the level wherever you meet, I'll meet you halfway, I'll do the
yeah,
pictures, you do the look.
yeah,
And because a lot in the beginning where I got a lot of models were becoming loyal to me is they were tired of being put in a thong. They were tired of being put in trashy lingerie. And all the photographers that they were dealing with is that's all they wanted to see. And I was like, whatever. And don't get me wrong, do I want to see a woman in lingerie and stuff like that? Absolutely. But it's
hmm,
not a priority. And I don't even ask. When I've done any of those types of photo shoots, the model has came up with that idea because they were
yeah.
comfortable with me.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know
every
what I
time
mean?
I got shot with you've been pretty cool with that. So yeah, you do. And then I've seen your photography too. I mean, I feel kind of like you kind of stick to like a certain thing, but at the same time, it goes whatever it goes to. You do
Yeah,
whatever. But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Because it's a lot of times I'm at the shows and I'm a one hit wonder. So it's like I'm a one man band and I don't get the luxury to sit around and let's just do all this intricate stuff. We got to
yeah,
go how it is, and then
yeah.
and then keep moving. And
But
and
you know what también at the same time, like for instance, like me when I first started doing, like, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. you know,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of girls también that they're gonna go into this and they're not gonna know, you know,
exactly.
how what they really want to get into. But
Mhm.
I mean, I guess as you go, you start thinking like, how do you want to really like, you know, look out there, you know?
Yeah,
And my majority, my how I want to look is just like, you know, because my daughters have searched me up before, you know, and I'm
yeah.
just like, I don't want my daughters to look at me out there like on some raw shit, you know, like
Mhm.
I don't. So that's a lot of girls are probably not
They're
gonna
gonna
know, but
call
they're
you on.
gonna,
They're gonna call you
yeah,
on.
they're gonna start knowing as
Mhm.
they go, you know, and they're gonna start, you know.
Yeah, and that, with that being said, it leads into my one of my last questions. Um, if you were to go back and talk to your beginning modeling stage, and is there something that you know now that you would tell yourself back then when you first started?
I mean, it's just I kind of know just more clearly of how I just want to just look, you know, I don't want to be out there and just really just like really exposing myself like that. I
Mhm.
want to know like as a my body, you know. Well,
Yeah.
I guess yeah, my body because I'm a model, whatever, you know. Pero I guess more look more classy. That's my thing. You
Mhm.
know, I just don't want to just be out there just like that. Just for the simple fact for my daughters, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if they ever want to be below rider models, yeah, go for it, you know. But you know, very classy, homegirl. Keep it
Yeah.
classy.
Do it right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thing. I guess as in now, you know, that's what
Yeah.
I have to say. I mean, like I say, like I just barely started,
Mhm.
and I'm learning as I go too, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about my my beginning stage.
Do you
But yeah,
so so do you have any events coming up soon?
um, I want to go to. I think I'm gonna go to the Oklahoma Super Show. I think that's where I'm gonna go next. And I just been doing like little side little things here, like just little events here and there. But yeah, like
Mhm.
local car shows and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing right now. Um I'm dropping the song. I guess I'm a rapper now.
Oh wow. I saw that. I didn't know what you were doing. I honestly, I just kind of had a glance. I was like, is she playing around? Or is she really doing something?
Yeah, I mean I guess that's what I'm doing now. I don't know, you know? It's just going as it goes. I don't know, but yeah.
Is it your feature, or you like on a hook, or a guest
No,
appearance?
it was just a track that me and this homie from back home, he
Mhm.
does music and he's like, you know, he asked me if I wanted to do the song with him and I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do right now. But I mean, as in super show and car you know, lowrider scene, I'm just gonna do that Oklahoma for sure. I'm gonna do Vegas.
Mhm.
I was trying to go to San Francisco, it's kinda like in there or not. Like I'm still debating on it. So
So are you
yeah, that's
talking
what
about
I'm trying
King of
to
the
do.
Streets? Are you talking about King of the Streets?
What is it the King of Streets? Is it is in San Francisco, right?
Yeah,
On
the
June 22nd?
June 22nd. No, no,
Or
no, no. That so that show, the Impala's magazine show out there, they're not
uh-huh.
doing the San Francisco show this year. So
Which one is the one that's coming up on the 22nd?
the June 22nd is going to be in Washington at the Tacoma Dome.
Oh,
That's going to be up by yeah, in Tacoma, Washington. They changed it. I think he has it. I don't think he took it off the San Francisco one. So,
okay. What was this one event? I don't know. I'm
mm,
going in here. I'm going to networking with one of my photographers.
yeah.
He's like telling me the one on June 22nd, and I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm in there right now. I don't know if I'm really going to do it or not, but that's what I'm doing. But Oklahoma, original lowrider, I'm gonna be
Mm.
there
There's
for sure.
yeah, if you were to be able to get to San Francisco, I would recommend going to King of the Streets, which is August 17th.
Uh huh.
And that event is they do a hop, a show, and cruising.
It's
But
worth
it
my
would
trip.
be well, I would say that it would be more of something to go experience and have fun.
Yeah.
There's not um it's not a big show because everybody just ends up going out to the cruise after, but the
Yeah.
hop. So if you but if to be out there in the street and have a hell of a good time and go do something, it's a pretty good thing. But if you want to use it for networking and modeling, it wouldn't be so much. So there's also another show in August. So August 24th,
Mm-hmm.
let me double check. But so we're having a super show in San Jose. It's going to be all indoors.
Okay.
The Impala's magazine, they're having an all indoor show. I'm just trying to find the flyer. Sorry. The
You know what?
the so the all indoor show, and I just want to definitely confirm because I've been putting the flyers out, but I get confused sometimes with all the stuff I do.
You know what I really like? I kind of like the outdoor stuff more.
Honestly,
I like it.
outdoor when it comes down to the photos, the better photos, better lighting, all
Yeah.
that stuff is better. And I think that's the one thing that we don't always realize because honestly, I cannot stand the lighting in most indoors events because it's I gotta mess with my flash and everything's just yeah. So August 24th on Saturday, August 24th, San Jose Convention Center, then Paula's Magazine Super Show. That's gonna be big because they haven't had an indoor super show over here in a
Mhm.
very long time. Um, so yeah, and then
Okay.
so that's just something to think about. If you can get booked for it, it'd be
Oh
good. I
yeah.
think that would be a good show. And then they're having a hop and an outdoor event the next day, which is San Jose King of the Streets. So there's a
Okay.
lot going on that in August.
In August. Yeah.
It's
Well,
also
yeah. I'll DM you and you can tell me. We'll go. Yeah, you can let me know which one. I like this one, the one that you're telling me right now.
yeah, because it's a whole weekend of stuff going
Hmm.
on too. So it's probably more beneficial for you as a model,
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it gets kind of hard, especially when I'm out here in Kansas City. Like I'm in the middle, I'm in the
yeah,
Midwest. So it gets kind of hard, to go out there. But shit, if I would be staying more into the West and in California or at least Las Vegas, man, I know that I would be out there working. But
yeah.
it gets hard.
And I
It's
believe what the Dallas Lowrider Magazine Dallas Super Show is I think August 10th.
yeah, that one's coming up too, huh? Uh, no, it's in June, no?
No, that's which one is in June? There's another one in June. That's a different text. That's a different one. But the Lowrider Magazine one is I think is August.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many shows,
But
and
there
it's
is,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always hard to for most of the events I know them off the top of my head, but
Hmm.
after a while it starts to blur together. And then especially when there's more than one event and they're in different states at the same time, so we could be talking about the same date and just different shows.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, so thank you for coming on. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate
Okay. Thank
we
you.
made
Thank
it.
you for
We made it
bringing me
happen.
in.
Yeah, and, I appreciate your opinion and you got a lot to say and once again, it's we just make the best of it, right?
That's right. Yeah, you gotta make the best of it. Make it enjoyable. The process, the journey. That's the best part right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, and
I
and
guess.
and and then there's no really like I've been saying, it's not really a right and wrong thing. It's more of a what works for you and what doesn't, and
Learning
knowing
from
where
the
to
experience. Yeah,
exactly.
that's
So,
right. You're
but all
right.
right. Well, thank you, and then I'll let you know when this is gonna go up, and then we'll get back to you. We'll see how
Okay,
it goes.
pues.
All right,
Have
you have a
great.
good one.
All right. Love.
Bye.
Bye.
Pinches Lowriders.